This is FE Peer Review. The date is October the 22nd, 2021. Kyle Adams, failure number 3, weightlessness. I got this idea for this video from a review that Mr. Sensible has put out of a video by Kyle Adams. I want to say thank you to Mr. Sensible. It's an excellent video and I encourage you to go over to his channel. He did his usual of taking it all apart, cutting it into little bits and feeding it to Arnold. But I had a few little things I wanted to say myself. I left some comments on Kyle Adams' comment board on his video. I did not go to his personal debate board that he has set up. I do not participate in that. I use the public forum of YouTube, not the forum that he has created, which he can control. I will read a few of my comments here to Kyle. I'm going to start with the bottom comment because this is the order in which I wrote them. He gave as an example 4 people sitting in a car, 2 adults in front and 2 children in back. The car is accelerating. They're all experiencing the same acceleration. And this was my response. Yes, the same amount of acceleration, but a great big no when you said, quote, thus our weight would be the same. I'm not asking you to believe me on this. You have made a very specific claim, and it is very easily tested. Here's how you would test your claim. Get some bathroom scales, put them against the seat backs of each passenger so that the passengers are leaning back against them, and then accelerate the car. They will all be experiencing the same acceleration, but they will each register a different weight against the bathroom scales based on the differing masses of their upper bodies. Please, Kyle, at least try to think these things through before you commit them to videos. Do the experiments in controlled settings. Kyle's entire video centers around the equation F equals ma. This was my second comment. F equals ma. You have 3 factors. Change any of the 3 and the other 2 will change to maintain the equality. I should say either or both of the other 2 will change to maintain the equality. Take a simple bean bag weighing a few ounces. You can hold it in your hand and hardly notice the weight. You could drop it on your foot and it would be no bother. But if it were fired at you as a bean bag round from a gun by a police officer, the force of it hitting you could knock you off your feet. What changed? The acceleration. Take a bowling ball in one hand and a basketball in the other. Hold them both over your feet and then let go. They will fall with nearly identical acceleration. We're ignoring the slight difference due to effects like air resistance, which are orders of magnitude smaller. When they both hit your feet, will both feet feel the same? No. The foot under the bowling ball is going to feel far worse. Why? Because m, the mass. If you don't believe me, try it out. Now, I'm not asking my listeners to try that out. I'm directing that to Kyle. Please, if you're one of my listeners, don't try this. Kyle, your silly word games are not science. This is middle school stuff. Third comment, you know Newton's second law, F equals ma, although you seem to have no real understanding of it. That may be because you're completely ignoring Newton's first and third laws. And finally, let's see, 549. I have no time for your conspiracy nonsense, so I'll ignore the NASA-lies bit, which is garbage, but I'll point this out. The later Apollo missions used the lunar rover, a sort of dune buggy designed to operate on the surface of the moon. On Earth, loading this thing into the launch vehicle, it was very difficult for 4 men to lift it. But once the astronauts arrived on the moon, 2 were easily able to lift it out and move it around. What changes? A. Acceleration. Specifically, G, the gravity acceleration caused by the moon, which has a smaller mass than the Earth. Now, if you bothered to question your preconceived notions and actually research this stuff, you could find out such things as the actual mass of the rover, its weight on Earth, and its weight on the moon. You could find video footage of it being loaded on Earth and unloaded on the moon, and you could actually calculate for yourself both its weights, because in fact one rover with one mass had 2 weights, because it was in two different gravitational fields. I left a couple of notes on Mr. Sensible's video as well. This was an excellent takedown. I hope a few people who come by his channel also see this. As far as Kyle himself, looks like I've got a typo there. He is full of ignorance and hubris. It's his pride that makes me so angry. He thinks of himself as a, quote, religious person and consequently a good person, but his pride knows no bounds. It is an affront. I have to admit I left several comments on his video, not rude of course, but not nice either. I've screenshot them just in case he doesn't allow them to be seen. And finally, Douglas Adams, it's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop at the end.